Well, it is Wine Wednesday, and when it comes to toasting in the new year, sparkling wine is a must-have.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is. And you don't always have to default to the French champagne, of course, since Oregon is home to wineries making outstanding sparkling wine. So joining us live right now to share his wine wisdom with us when it comes to Oregon's bubbles is local wine enthusiast AJ Weinzettel. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Well, excited
Doing
to learn
well.
how to toast in the new year with some Oregon bubbles. What are we looking at?
Oh yeah. So some of those that know me know that I'm a huge sucker for the small producers with great stories and exceptional human beings. And so for New Year's Eve, I have to open up a bottle of Lytle Barnett. It's going to be a 2013 Blanc de Noir, and very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, Lytle Barnett can be found around town in Fred Meyer and other places. We don't know much about the producer, so tell us more about who produces Lytle Barnett.
So Lytle Barnett, it's a joint venture between Andy Lytle and Anthony Beck. And they brought in consulting winemaker from South Africa. And then on the Oregon side of the house, they brought in Andrew Davis. And he is kind of like the king of Oregon sparkling. And it's what they're doing is absolutely exceptional. And when you think about Lytle Barnett and you think about these Oregon bubbles, it rivals anything that you would get in Champagne. It's really quite extraordinary, and it's very happy to have come across Lytle Barnett and just the whole project.
Wow, I mean that's high praise. Those are some big standards you're laying down. I mean, you talk about champagne too, and it is, I'm sure many people living in wine country know you cannot call it champagne unless it's from the Champagne region of France. But the Willamette Valley does have some similar characteristics, but that also make it unique. Describe the region of the Willamette Valley and how it pertains to sparkling wine.
Well, when you look at just where we're at on latitude and longitude, and you compare the climates to Champagne, there are a lot of similarities. And it's and then you bring in like the climate and our volcanic soils. It's all very similar, and it's all just wonderful. And what Andrew Davis has actually done for Oregon is made Oregon sparkling, or has made the production of sparkling accessible to a lot of different wineries. And he has the equipment and the knowledge and the know-how, and he's a very, very busy man.
One of the things I've noticed lately is that we're not only seeing sparkling wines of the champagne type variety, but we're seeing other sparkling wines emerge as well. I've had sparkling rosé recently. I've had sparkling Chardonnay. Is that a thing, a newer thing that we're seeing in the Willamette Valley now?
I think it is kind of a newer thing that you're seeing, and when you see more and more of these bubbles, accessible to buy, you're actually getting more education, right? So to see like a sparkling rosé, or like you're saying, a sparkling Chardonnay, so the Chardonnay is normally probably going to be called a Blanc de Blanc, and it's amazing how we're able to see all these different varietals available to us, and just our education of sparkling in general is increasing exponentially.
That's just interesting. I find the wine industry in general just so fascinating, but then you get down to the nitty gritty of a sparkling wine in Oregon and how it compares to other regions. I just think it's fascinating. What about any tips on how to open the bottle when it comes to New Year's Eve? I've never tried the fancy like saber method that people try to pop off the bottle. Do you know how to do that?
I do know how to do that, and it is a fun little process. I think when you think about savoring, what you need to do is make sure your bottle is nice and cold, and you don't actually need a saber. I've used like a butter knife, so you take like the flat edge of the butter knife to saber. But the main thing that you want to do is when you get the bottle, there's a seam, right? So you want to look for the seam, and you can actually feel it. And then once you have that, you want to take the actual bottle itself, and I think this goes without saying, don't do this inside. Take it outside.
Good disclaimer though.
But you have that seam, and then you're outside, and then with the flat edge of the butter knife, you just want to like agitate the bubbles a little bit, and then you go 1, 2, 3, and on that third one, you'll get the lip, and it will actually just fly off, and it's just an amazing feeling that that happens, and it's like it's bubbles, and it's just excitement, and it just takes the experience and knocks it up 10 notches easily.
All right, yeah. You're talking about using a butter knife. Personally, I prefer a machete or an axe. But
Yeah, just get right after it.
yeah,
Most definitely.
yeah, that makes
Yes,
it more exciting. Yeah.
does, yeah.
Oregon wine enthusiast AJ Wenzel, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice the saber trick with a butter knife first. That's probably smart.
Yeah, that's probably safer, I would imagine.
Well, for more of that wine wisdom, you can check out AJ's weekly newsletter featuring a local winery. That's OregonVinoCountry.com to sign up. Have you ever tried that? The saber trick to open?
No,
Either have
I've
I.
just watched other people do it and been amazed that they can do it so easily.